Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play the Kerbal Space Program. This continues my sort of blind Let's Play over here. First of all, if you haven't seen it, I made a video showing some of the mods that I've installed here. There are no real mods that change gameplay. They're mostly quality of life stuff, but if you're confused about it, hopefully I'll include a link in the description box down below, or it'll probably be part of my general sort of Kerbal Space Program playlist. So what we have here is a couple of things. First of all, I installed a great mod for space science alerts, so it'll let me know when I'm in somewhere that I can run a science experiment, which will avoid a lot of extra clicking and just annoyance on my part. And I went and checked at our little science building, and we are missing quite a bit of science from the Kerbal Space Center itself. So what I've done is this sort of roller device that I've seen some people use, and I basically just started a quote-unquote space plane. I'm just going to roll off the runway until we're in the Kerbal Science Center biome, which I should also get pop-ups here when I've got valid experiments, but if nothing else, it'll tell me when I've changed from to the other biome, which is insanely useful. So we'll just go. I would increase the speed, but there's a good chance that this little thing would break apart, like if I sped up the physics simulation. So we're just gonna, there, see me rolling. They hatin'. I'm sure everyone who's ever done this has made that same comment. So I apologize for my lack of originality. It still counts as a runway? Well, we are, I guess, still on a slope. So that's fair enough. I think probably right there's a bit of a break in the texture. I think this will count as being the Kerbal Space Center. There it is. And my science alert worked. Look at this. It's letting me know, hey, there's some science available here that you haven't done yet. Wonderful. We'll take. And what's also nice, and this is going to be really useful when we're actually rolling around in space, is I don't have to be like, oh my god, I can't click the thingy. Oh, it's so hard to right click while I'm also trying to pilot and think about 30 different things. I can do this, which is the same thing of having right clicked on it and then hit that little button. I would like an atmospheric pressure scan. Thank you. I will keep this data. I also brought along Bob Kerman in case I need to reset in the experiments. So material study, do that. And since I'm here, I may as well do like double material study. I won't get as much. Right now, this science alert is set to only let us know if we haven't done any science at all. But I could change it so it lets me know. It'll harass me multiple times. We'll do temperature scan here as well. Lovely. We'll do an EVA report. Now, I'll do that. And technically, then the button goes away. And the reason for that is right now I am flying over Kerbin's shores. So I don't actually have a valid EVA to do here. But it lets me know that, hey, if I happen to, I guess we'll climb this way, land on our head, boom, go there. Once again, I'll say, hey, you can do an EVA report. Right. And I will do that. Excellent. And I will, oh, I can technically climb from here. Did it actually just auto-store it for me or anything? No, it didn't. It was letting me know about an alert. Why was that? I'm not sure. But you know what? I'm not gonna wrestle with this. I'll probably pull the ship onto me accidentally and crush myself. We're just gonna recover the vessel where we are. I know it seems to get a little confused with the EVAs and things like that because you can sort of technically do it a second time and it's not stored on the ship. And I think that might confuse the module. But overall, really, really handy. So this is recovering Bob by himself. And then I can just pan over and recover the ship itself and get even more science. Boom. Okay. And that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna, there's still other biomes to do on the surface, but you get so little science effectively from these biomes. I don't think it's worth sitting here and farming them. Now I have enough science to unlock something. I don't know if I need to exactly. Electrics doesn't give me more sciencey kind of things, and I'm not sure that we need the electrics for this yet. At some point we'll want them. Miniaturization, again, I think we can live without it. The bigger fuel systems and the bigger propulsion systems, oh no, these are the small ones. It's this one here, heavy rocketry, are pretty good. But I think we're really forced to take general construction first so that we can get the Rockomax brand adapters, because these are all like Rockomax engines and Rockomax fuel tanks. So we really need the adapters. In addition, we'll need the brand, the Rockomax decoupler as well. Otherwise, there's not much point. We don't really, I don't think, need the structural fuselage, which I think is just to allow you to make like planes that are like the right length. And things like that, and be relatively lightweight. I don't think we need the launch stabilizer, stability enhancer either. The strut connector might be useful. Like, people keep telling me about it. I don't think we're actually building a ship that's going to shake itself apart yet, but at some point that will be very important. So I don't think we need the aviation. We're not making a space plane right now. And the flight control, another type of winglet. I don't know if it's critical. I don't know if like there's a difference here if you get better flight control or not. We don't need the inline cockpit. The little reaction wheel might be actually vaguely helpful to get a little bit more steering potential, since we haven't unlocked any RCSs yet, which I think radial decouplers, those will be nice. I don't know where we get RCSs. Anyway, doesn't matter. Advanced flight control. There it is, right over here. So I guess we'd have to unlock that to go first. We might want to do that. I'm going to be tempted to save up just in case we decide we want to go for heavy rocketry plus fuel systems, which would be 180 science. So another 120 from where we are. So let's go. And oh, actually, going back here. What we are missing is we have never done any science from upper space. So I think we're going to do that and see what that's like. We have flying high. Even then, we can probably do some more science, especially now that we have our science alerter. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a ship that our goal with this spacecraft will be to go into upper atmosphere, which is 250K, 250 kilometers above the surface. You can see at some point, I think it's still in here. Yeah, I was messing around with like, what's it like connecting all these things up? I haven't really flown this, and this was like in another save with some other stuff that, well, that, don't worry. You didn't miss anything. I was just like goofing around and trying to like understand some of these things. But this is really what we're doing today, is going to be 250K or bust, and we're gonna see what we can do here. So obviously we want a command pod. You know, like I should really. Do I have like a basic science payload almost? Like if I just loaded this hopper. And, I mean, really, take this stuff off. And then open this up. Now, I have multiple copies, right, because I'm hoping to get it from different heights. We're going to have to see if we've got enough parts, but, and I don't remember, do I have any other science unlocked here? I probably want one of these engineering systems to be loaded in. In fact, I definitely do. So let's turn off the angle snap and make sure we've got that in there. That way our Kerbal engineer system will work in flight. We've got the one goo container, the material bay down here, and a pair of barometers and thermometers. They're light. If we run out of parts, we may have to strip them out, but for now, that's going to be fine. So I'm actually going to save this as call it basic science payload. Let's save that. So what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to reuse this in the future when I start a new design, because this top is basically, we're going to use this over and over. Oh, it doesn't have an antenna, though. It's probably a good idea for us to throw on a communicatron on this thing. Sure, here. Can't be inside this because it's got to be able to extend. All right, resave it. Good. Now, we're going to call this upper atmo sub-orbital. Our goal is not to enter orbit over there. Although, I've been warned. I'm aware that it's very important not simply go straight up and straight down. If we go 250 kilometers straight up and then 250 kilometers straight down, we're going to come down with such an insane velocity that we're just going to pancake in the surface of Kerbin. So we really need to go and like have some sideways thrust and sort of spiral down a little bit more gently. Okay, so we've got that. Now, to get into the upper atmosphere, I don't know how much total delta V we'll need. I know that to get into orbit, we need about 4,500. We don't technically have to go into orbit, but we're also going much higher than normal orbit. So I think I'm still going to target somewhere around there. We'll see what kind of design might happen. We will go with multiple stages because it's relatively cost efficient. So is our final stage just going to be something like this? The Terrier's got really, really good LSP. Specific impulse, right, in vacuum, which is where it's going to be operating. I think it's the one with the best one in vacuum, and it also has the bonus of being very, very light. So overall, it's got really good total delta V. Look at this. This by itself is going to be worth 2,200 delta V. That's a lot. That's a crap. I'm so happy for this thing here because of doing the math for us, and we don't have to sort of guess at things blindly. Really useful. So we'll put a decoupler under that. And then, really, it's just going to be mostly another fuel layer. If we went with, like, a couple of those and then threw on a swivel engine, what does that do for us? We're almost at 4,500 delta V by itself. Now, there's no reason we couldn't throw on a third fuel tank. There we go. So this would be virtually ready to do the orbital thing. And we can buff it a little bit more, either by adding extra engines or a little bit more burn time, just to make sure that it goes. You know what? Do we have the fuel transfer things yet? Because no, you can do cool stuff with that, but we don't yet. Oh, that'll be so awesome when we get there. I think we'll just supplement this with a little bit of solid rocket boosters. We have radial decouplers. We do. Really doesn't need much, but we really want to make sure that we don't miss. So this is probably going to be more money than we need. Although the solid rocket boosters are insanely cheap. Really, really, really cheap. Let's try to line up their base so nothing is sort of burning each other. We can break this down, all stages. So the total cost so far is 20,000 bucks, but stage 0 is 13 grand of that, and we're going to recover that. Really useful tool. I could put some little nose cones on there, but I don't think that's going to be useful. We do want to light this, so we're going to move this down. All the radial decouplers. I guess, I don't know why it splits it like this. Fine enough. So light all the engines, blow off the SRBs, blow off the entirety of the ascent stage, and then we've just got the sort of final stage, which will give us the final oomph to get into orbit. Well, again, we should be able to enter orbit here, although we don't have a whole lot of spare space, but just to get into a 250K non-orbit should be fine. Sort of decaying. We just have to make sure we go above 250K so we can do some high space stuff. Okay, we've got that. Crew is going to be a pilot, so that we've got SAS, which may or may not be required. Let's go ahead and throw on some winglets down here. We do have a gimbling engine at the bottom, so we actually should probably be mostly okay. This will hurt, you know, our surface to, or torque to weight ratio a little bit, or thrust to weight ratio, but not much. These are pretty light, actually. All right, I like this. The upper atmosphere suborbital, the UASO. And it's got science. We can deploy stuff. I think everything is in the right order. I'm going to do this thing where I detach and start that burn right away, just because that gimbals, and because if there's a little bit of delay, if we separate and we don't have that gimbling engine and all we've got is the wheels here, the sort of gyros to try to stabilize it, sometimes if it's too, the weight distribution, the center of mass is no good, it'll go into like a weird spiral. So we want that to be on right away. Okay, I think we can launch. Unable to launch. How many parts do we have? 32. So we've got a couple of options. If I can avoid ripping out the science, that'd be good. You know what? Let's get rid of the winglets. I think we'll have enough stability with the gimbling engine regardless. Because now we're at 29 bits. 29 of 30. Good. Because I can't really afford to make my vehicle assembly building bigger. Let's lunch. Lunch this thing. So, and I love having the HUD here. We added that computer chip module. So we've got the HUD, which will show us the apoapsis height, which is what we're looking for. We need to know that we're going to hit 250K. And then, we'll give it a little bit of lateral motion just to go into a sort of a spiraling descent at that point. I can really hide the control bar. And I don't need any of these stats. The HUD is going to be more than sufficient. I'm going to open this so that we've got it available right away. SAS is on. Full throttle. That's going to be okay. All right, I like it. Let's do this. Solid fuel will run out pretty quick. SAS is doing its job. We're fully stable. Let me go and throttle back a little bit, actually, for now. Okay, separate, go back to full throttle. Okay, still stable with just the gimbling engine. That's pretty good. Plus, you know, the wheels over here. Lots of fuel coming in. Apoapsis is a little higher than where we are, but you know, not much. We don't have everything going on there yet. We have a lot of delta V on the second stage. Mostly I'm going to keep going straight up. I mean, maybe I want to start an earlier turn, but I don't think that's required. Oh, there we go. Atmospheric pressure scan. It's new science. I'm not doing an EVA here. On the way down, maybe. On the way down, that might be a thing, but not on the way up. There's too much speed. We get ripped right off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go into slight easterly inclination. I don't know if inclination is the right word, but I was inclined to use it. So yeah, I'm not doing an EVA at this point. On the way down, we can try the upper atmosphere EVA. Apoapsis. We're halfway to our target. And we still have the entire second stage. Now, let's take a look at what our... Okay, we probably want more angle than this. Well, although I could just do it later. No, let's go to the full 45 degrees at this point. Alright, we can do an atmospheric pressure scan in space. There's no atmosphere. Perfect. Excellent. Apoapsis, we are closing in on 550, or 250. Bleh. If I went to full 90 degrees at this point, because we still have a lot of delta V going straight up. Well, no, that's not true. But that's still okay. No, because the apoapsis will still increase, because, yes, reasons, things. I'm sure of it. But what we're trying to do is make it so that we don't pancake onto the Earth. We will hit 250, which is our goal at this point. So now, I can actually kill this completely, wait until we reach here, and actually, just as we're shy of the apoapsis, how much burn do I have left? I've got amount of fuel. Do I have burn time? Suicide burns, I don't know what that means. Distance. No. Oh, I can do a temperature scan. Let's do that. I don't have burn time. Still, that's okay. So basically, as I approach this, I'm gonna burn prograde. Let's go ahead and lock that in with the SAS. Prograde, which at that point, it'll be basically at 90 degrees, but that's going to be okay. And I'm just going to try to extend it as much as possible, where it'll still come down on the planet, but it's not... I don't know what the sort of like safest angle is, but I feel that from 250, that's going to be way too much speed at that point. There's probably a way to figure that out. Vertical speed is dropping, which is the way it's supposed to be. You know what, I'm going to... Just to make sure I've got enough time over 250k, because I just realized it's going to take me a moment to run the experiment. I'm worried that the window would be too small. There we go, 275. That should be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and speed things up. Because I have to run the experiments and do the burn. There we go. Are we currently? I guess we are. Crew report. High as a kite. Yeah, keep data. Material study. From high space. Considering how nice it is to be in the lab rather than badlands below you, we'll keep that. Mystery goo observation. Yes, and we will go and do an EVA. EVA. Oh, I'm so scared. I can't even tell you. I'm literally shaking. Do the EVA from space. Get back in. Excellent. Let's go back to our map view. It's so nice not to mouse. Oh, actually, this might be giving us information we shouldn't have yet. Because we don't have advanced ground tracking, we're not getting numbers as to when we would reach this apoapsis. Still, I mean, you can sort of eyeball it, right? And we don't have to get quite there. We just have to get close. Let me go and time warp a little bit. Let's do the time warp again. Okay. Normal speed. Question. Why can't I? There we go. Oh, when I left it, turn off the SAS. Oh, that makes sense. Point prograde again. Good. Now, shift tab. Go back to me. What's that sound? Oh. Oh, I hit a key. All right. I mean, I did want to go, but not yet. All right, let's do it. So, it's going to stretch out, but we want to stop shy of orbit. That is probably fine for a re-entry. As long as we're not going straight down. That should be, I'm hoping, plenty of atmosphere to slow us down. I have no idea. And we are currently coming down. Yes? Yes, indeed. Yeah, because we're going to hit our periapsis before our next apoapsis. So our periapsis is somewhere in the middle of the Earth right now. Okay, so having done that, I guess we could go and jettison our final stage here. Still have lots of fuel left. We probably could enter orbit, especially if we tried for minimal orbit. If we tried to just go for like 70K or, you know, a little margin of error, 100 kilometers above the surface, we could have easily entered orbit. Not enough delta V here to, of course, leave orbit and go to the moon. Or at least not to come back, which is kind of the idea. So I'm facing prograde. So if I... Oh, it's so beautiful up here. So if I poof this, it's going to be behind me, and I'll be safe. Okay. All right. Let's return to Kerbal. We should be making a water landing, which I'm fine with. Should be nice and gentle. I mean, with our parachute, we can make a ground landing as well. We have some electric charge. We could broadcast some tech. If I transmit data, like, what does it transmit? Because I'm always worried about that. Because, like, if I open this, right? Review data. 30. Why is it 35? Because I guess you're not bringing it back. It really wants it brought back. I know, oh, you can EVA it and, like, collect it, right? If I had a scientist especially. Actually, I don't even know if you need a scientist. If I EVA'd, walked over here, I could gather the tech, bring it into the capsule, and then I could jettison this. And I don't have to bring it home, as long as I EVA and grab it. But I don't want to experiment with that. I know that we have a backpack. I'm not... Fuck. I should try. This is a learning thing. I got time. I got minutes. I'm terrified, you guys. I'm terrified. Kerbal EVA controls. I'm terrified. Fuck. I should try. I mean, maybe I should do it when we actually do an orbit. No. Let's not be a wimp. Well, Kerbal's an EVA. Solid ground. WASD. Yes. Space jump. Shift run. Great. R activates the RCS. WASD still works. Shift and control moves up and down. We can get a different EVA report here. Sure. Fuck it. Let's EVA. Okay. So, I mean, we're still attached. Can I reach that? No, I cannot. More EVA. We're going to store that. Good. Oh, God. I'm so terrified. You scooch down as much as possible. I shouldn't be cheating. Oh, fuck. I'm going to drift away. RCS. Oh, shite. Shite. Down. Forward. Oh, that is so much more powerful than I expected. I'm dead, you guys. Okay. All right. Okay. No, I've got this. Up. Up, up, up. Oh, I missed it. That turned that off. Was it space to orient to the camera? Down, forward, up, up, forward. Sideways. Sideways, up, up. Oh, I'm bumping against it. Can I... How do I attach? Oh, it's the ladder there. Oh, I'm so nervous. I should have done this in orbit. I'd have unlimited time. Okay. Still, gotta learn somehow. Board. Grab. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. Nope. Wrong way. Stop, 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 stop. Forward. Forward. I'm freaking out, you guys. Back, back, back. Up, 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 up. Okay, people have warned me that the RCSs are, like, much more powerful than you expect. No, I'm trying to go up with the W. That's the problem. Forward, forward. Up a little bit. Down, forward. Forward. I'm in contact. Why can't I grab? Up a little bit. Forward. Grab. I cannot tell you how freaked I am. Holy shit. All right, let's turn retrograde. Are we turning? Oh. Retrograde? Prograde? Why can't I have no electric charge, so I can't rotate? Really? No. You know what I forgot to add? A heat shield to my standard setup. Now, I have read in a wiki that direction of parts doesn't matter. Now, I think that was a very, very old comment. I think that with the new atmospheric model, it does. We might burn up on re-entry here because I don't have enough electric charge to face the way I'm supposed to face. Like, could I have turned off the power? Could I have done something else? I didn't transmit. Did I actually collect the data? I don't remember. Review stored data. Oh, I do have the material study. A new EVA report? Fuck that. Fuck that. Keep. Oh, right, because we're in upper atmosphere now. Yeah, I said I might have done an EVA in upper atmosphere. I guess as long as I don't detach, it's fine. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to activate the parachute stage now. The parachute won't actually come up because we're too high. No, we're going too fast. We're going way too fast. I'd be blown off. I'm not doing it. Okay, nose first is very bad. And yeah, I have no controls. So we're going to turn off the SAS completely. Nose first is very bad. At least in reality. Chute destroyed by aero forces and heat. Alright, we're fucked. Everything's burning up. The capsule... Okay, the bright side is the capsule has survived. The bad side is we have no parachute. I'd love to transmit data, but I don't actually have any power. So we're going to have to redo this entire flight, and we've lost Jebediah. I didn't know about electric charge, you guys. I guess we'd have to bring a solar panel next time, or some extra batteries. I'm so sorry, Jebediah. I'm so sorry. I can't control. I assume this is what's going on here. Fuck. I'm so sorry. Oh, Jebediah. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I couldn't steer. Also, I forgot the heat shield. But worst case scenario with a missing heat shield, you would have just burned away the material lab, and I'd already picked up all the materials. I'm so sorry. I couldn't steer. I have to assume it was the lack of power. I don't actually know. But I have to assume it was the lack of power. What do I do now? Do I abort? Oh, flight results. Catastrophic failure. Well, you're not kidding. I'm not going to revert. I'm not reverting. We're eating this. We lost 20,000 space bucks. But more importantly, we lost Jebediah. Oh. Now, assume because we didn't actually collect the science, we'll still be able to do the science experiment with full science. If I just repeated the same thing, but with more power. You know what I could have done? Because your engines generate power. If I had not separated so quickly, and I just decided to, I don't know, as we get closer to the surface, I burned the last of my fuel, sort of retrograde, to lower my speed a little bit. Not that that matters in any way whatsoever. Not that would have any relevant change as far as I know. But if I did that, that I think would have generated enough charge, presumably to give me just enough control to face the right direction. I'm so sorry that I went and killed Jebediah. I'm so sorry. Do I just close this? No? Oh. I guess I go to Space Center at this point. Presumably. I mean, on the bright side, I can hire more people. I still have Valentina. I still have, like, the trio. Lost. Missing in action. Listen, he's not missing. Oh, I feel so bad. What I'm going to do, first of all, now, I don't think having a heat shield would have made a difference, because I think it's the order. But basic science payload. I am going to load this. There's a merge button? So I can have different bits and pieces and then bring them in, presumably. Let's say I take this guy and move it over here. Grab this. No. Is my ship still here? If I were to cancel, okay, I would still have it. All right. So no, don't save. Grab this, merge. Now I have two of them. I do. Oh, that's cool. Okay, good to know. Oops, very useful. I'm gonna add a heat shield at the bottom of this. Even though it's technically not every flight that this does might use a heat shield, but most of them will, and I'd be very unhappy if I forgot that. So we've got that, and then upper atmosphere suborbital. We're not going to do the flight again here, but I'm going to make the change. And I'm going to save this. So I think that's all I technically have to do. I do technically have... Oh, I can't do solar panels because I actually don't have... the electrical science. I do have the rechargeable battery pack. Holds 100 electric charge. I think the command pod itself... I guess I can get that stat somewhere, can I? Electric charge. Holds 50. I guess I'll do that just to give me a bigger window. I have an extra part. It doesn't really weigh much, and assuming we don't crash, we will recover it. Let's turn off the snap, and then we can fit it in somewhere here. It doesn't stick out or anything. No, good. We'll close that. That's the other thing. By having the science pop-up, I don't have to fiddle with this thing open and close. And especially, like, it's bad enough for some components, but to, like, pick the right thing inside of this module was very, very difficult. So I'm going to save that. Oh, that brings us up to 31. Wait, really? Oh, because of the heat shield. Okay, never mind. Close. There we go, exactly 30 parts. So we're going to launch with this next time. But we're going to try the same flight, and hopefully we'll remember the electric charge. It does mean I have to do the goddamn EVA again, but you know what? Practice makes perfect. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.